day? Are we still enjoying ourselves? Are we still glad we came? Did we show those people along the way why we're here? Next person I have for you is Louise Ryan. She's got a special place in my heart. Louise really has had quite a remarkable life of action for animals, and we are sure you won't help but be motivated by the things she has to say. Louise has been a vegan and animal rights activist for 35 years, and in her younger days she took part in marches, run-ons and ALF actions. Having been born with cerebral palsy, her ability to walk has deteriorated over the years, but she's now found a new and striking way of taking direct action for animal liberation in her wheelchair. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with the greatest of pleasure I give you Louise Ryan.
Hi everyone. I feel very privileged to be able to speak here today at such a fantastic event, and I'd like to thank the organisers so much for inviting me. I was born with cerebral palsy, and over the years this has reduced my ability to walk so that I am now a wheelchair user. 36 years ago, when I was just 16 years old, I got involved in the animal rights movement. In my younger days, I was able to walk quite long distances. Sometimes this would cause me a lot of pain in my legs, but I would endeavour to take part in marches, run-ons and even some ALF activities. But in more recent years, I have had to use a wheelchair for all but the shortest of distances, and it has been frustrating for me not to be able to take part in the activism that I used to love to be involved in. But then I discovered a new way of being active despite my disability. In September 2022, I was able to take part in an animal rebellion action at Muller Dairy Distribution Centre, where I chained my neck to the steering wheel of a truck blocking the main entrance for 5 hours. I was worried I may not be able to do the action, as my confidence in myself wasn't very high, but some words of encouragement from other activists, I was fine. I was able to do it, and it felt absolutely fantastic. After that day, I started thinking of other ways of doing direct action in my wheelchair, using my disability to further the cause of animal liberation. Later that same month, during a national demonstration at MBR Acres, I was arrested after I superglued my hand to the main gate in protest at MBR breeding beagles for vivisection. Later, in February 2023, I organised an autonomous action with 4 other female activists at Sequani Vivisection Laboratory in Ledbury, where we handcuffed ourselves to the gates after using chalk spray to daub anti-vivisection slogans on signs at the main entrance. Then in February of this year, myself and another activist carried out a similar action at the infamous LabCorp animal torture facility near Huntingdon. And about 3 months ago, I used a Stanley knife to destroy a banner at MBR Acres on the eve of the large Operation 1000 protest that was due to take place the next day. I felt that this was my moral duty to destroy the banner as the company were displaying it with the obvious intention of causing distress to protesters with the claim that the beagles at their facility were thriving. I am currently awaiting trial charged with criminal damage, but I'm not going to let that stop me. I am hoping that some important things come from these actions. Firstly, that they will raise public awareness and increase opposition to the use of animals in experiments. Secondly, they will increase pressure on the vivisection industry to end experiments on animals. And thirdly, they will encourage more people to become involved in activism for animal liberation. If I can do activism sitting in a wheelchair, then surely there are lots of able-bodied people who can do it too. I don't expect everyone to be prepared to be arrested, but we can all be active in one way or another to help free our fellow animals from oppression and truly give them their liberation. Thank you. Like myself, everyone has personal barriers, whether they be mental or physical, that could prevent them from being active in the cause of animal liberation. I want people to be inspired by my words and actions, to overcome their barriers and fight for animal liberation to the best of their abilities. Shout, leaflet, expose, tell the truth, take direct action if you can, and above all, never give up.